Hello and welcome to livealittlehigher.com. We are entering the month of Cheshvan, Mar Cheshvan, and it's a bitter month, as the word says it, Mar Cheshvan, and it's a month that comes right after the high holidays. We've been through a whole month of going through a gamut of emotions and doing teshuvah and asking forgiveness, and then we jump into Sukkot, which was a week of joy and Simchas Torah, and we had a very full charged month of a lot of things going on. And then we come into this month of Mar Cheshvan, and it's a month where actually really nothing happens. There's nothing going on. There's not one holiday. It's the only month of the year where there's nothing. So I remember there's a joke of a guy that his friend sees him and he says, "Oh, you look so happy. What happened?" He says, "Oh, you can't imagine. I won the lottery." "Oh, mazel tov, mazel tov." And then he sees him the next week and he says, "Oh, you look so happy. What happened?" "Oh, my daughter, she got engaged." "Oh, mazel tov." Then he sees him the next week and he says, he looks radiant. So what's going on? "No, imagine my other son had a baby boy." "Oh no, what a month for you. Wow. So many things." Then he sees him a few days later, he looks grim. He looks so sad. He says, "What happened to you today?" He says, "Today, nothing." So this is this month of Cheshvan. It's a tough landing, because we've been through like not on our shoes. We're being flying for a whole month, and suddenly we're thrown into this month, going back to the routine, going back to life. It's also a month where the weather starts changing. It starts raining in Israel. It's a time of rain, of a lot of rain. The weather starts getting colder. The trees start shedding their leaves, and we're getting ready for the winter, right? So it's a month that, from being in the warm weather, nice weather, and then suddenly you're having to wear your jackets. It's a month of like hibernation, like a bear will go into a cave. So, and we know that the months, according to the book of Yetzirah, the book of formation, each month has different things that rule the month, like the tribe of the month. You have the letter that rules the month. You have the sense that rules the month. You have an organ in the body that rules the month, and so on. And you have the zodiac sign and all these things. I want to concentrate today on the tribe that rules the month, because each one is a whole learning experience. But I want to concentrate on this one, on the tribe that rules this month. And the tribe that is connected to this month of Cheshvan is the tribe of Menashe. So who was Menashe? Menashe was the oldest son of Joseph Hatzadik. Joseph was the son of Yaakov Avinu, one of the 12 sons of Yaakov. And this was his older son, and he became one tribe with his brother, becoming another. And it says that Menashe means forgetting, because when he was born, Joseph called him Menashe, because Hashem has made me forget my hardship while in exile. So if you know the story of Joseph was sold by the brothers into slavery. He came down to Egypt and he was sold into slavery. He ended up in a jail for many years, until the Pharaoh took him out, and eventually he became the viceroy of Egypt, and he saved the whole world from famine. So he was this Jewish guy in Egypt. Imagine if there's anti-Semitism today, imagine in those days. It was no different, a Jew in a foreign place. And at the end of the day, when he got married and he had children, each one of his children represented his feelings towards his life. So this Menashe was, the connotation of his name is to forget about your past. And so sometimes if we have fallen into hard or find ourselves in a difficult situation, as he did, it is more empowering to forget the past and our suffering in order to separate from it and simply stand up again. So sometimes things in life become so painful that if you are so attached to the pain of your past, you are not going to be able to have a fulfilling, happy life, because it's going to haunt you forever. That's what they call today trauma. And so sometimes there's certain situations in your life that you just don't need to revisit them anymore. Just leave them there. Forget about them. Just move forward. So it says that when we fall into negative patterns, our sense of joy, of simha, will be diminished, or maybe it's gonna finish. You see a lot of people that are very, very sour people. They have no joy whatsoever within them. And this is represented by the Scorpio, this coldness, which is mentioned. And genuine joy, that for a person to be genuinely joyful, is a person that doesn't ruminate in the past. It's a person that's not remembering every failure he had, every boo-boo he did. So forgetting these shortcomings of our past can empower a person to live a more fulfilling life, because the person will say, okay, I can always stand up again, I can fix whatever I did the best way I can, and I can move forward and try again and try again and try again. So simha, the word simha, contains the same letters that spell the word maha, which means to erase. And joy allows us to let go and erase past resentment. So this is something that is very important. This is part of the energy of the month, to get rid of everything that's holding you back, that makes you resentful towards other people, to work on yourself, on not feeling these feelings, because they're poison. They're not going to take you anywhere good. So in the Torah, up until the introduction of Menashe and his younger brother Ephraim, if we see, we just went through Bereshit last week, and this week we have Noah, and then we're going to have Abraham, and you see Isaac and Yaakov, and you're going to see that through these readings, you're going to see a lot of sibling rivalry. And it starts with Cain and Abel, and we know that Cain was jealous of Abel, and at the end he killed his brother. And then we see Isaac and Ishmael. Ishmael was the oldest son of Abraham with the concubine, and Isaac was his son with Sarah, and they also didn't get along. And then comes the twins, Esav and Yaakov, from Isaac and Rivka, and they also don't get along. And then we see the sons of Yaakov, which also didn't get along with the younger brother Joseph. So here we see that these two brothers, which are the sons of Joseph, are the first relationship in the Torah of brothers that has been healed. Why? What was the secret here? The secret was that Menashe was not jealous of his brother Ephraim. This is what it says. He was not jealous of the brother. If you remember, or if you went further in the Torah, when Yaakov is gonna die, he brings these two brothers together and he's gonna bless them. And instead of putting the right hand on top of the older brother and the left hand on top of the younger brother, he crosses the hands and he gives the blessing of the older to the youngest and the youngest to the older. And this is what happened also with Esav and Yaakov. And Esav looked for his brother. He wanted to kill him. He had to leave. Eventually they make peace, but here in this instant, Menashe is not jealous of his brother. And so he has all the credit to this, and we see that that it was this sense of conflict and constant joking for position between brothers, which caused families to fall into strife. So if a family, if brothers are quarreling, it's because of this. So the quality of Menashe was vatranus, which is an ability to allow, to submit, and be humble and recognize the greatness and potential in other people. This was his greatness, that he was able to see the spiritual qualities of his brother, recognize them, and be happy for that, and not feel jealousy. And so he was able to let go and forget about his own challenges, and he did tikkun. He corrected all the previous bad sibling relationships with this relationship. So we see that Menashe also had a very important quality, a very important attribute, which was Hoda. He was a grateful human being. He acknowledged the goodness. And this is something very important. When people are able to acknowledge where their goodness comes from, they're going to be people that are not going to be arrogant people. They're going to be loving people. And so this name is what makes it the Menashe. If we look in the Torah, Moshe, for example, Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe is the name of Menashe plus a nun. So the nun is a letter, is the letter of the month also. And in fact, Moshe is also called Menashe with the addition of the nun. If you put that nun, then it's from Moshe you go to Menashe. And so additionally, Moshe gives his smicha, he gives the transmission of the leadership to Yehoshua ben Nun, Yoshua the son of Nun. He was not his biological son. He gave it to Yehoshua ben Nun, who was his student. And the Torah teaches that the student, the teacher becomes like a father to the student. When a teacher has students, the students become like the teacher's spiritual students. So Moshe is like Yoshua ben Nun's father. So in the spirit of the bent regular Nun, this letter which is bent, Moshe constantly bows and falls on his face with utterly humility in the presence of Hashem. We see that there was nobody more humble than Moshe Rabbeinu. And if you see his relationship with his older brother, Moshe was the youngest and Aaron was the oldest, he had tremendous respect to his brother. Moshe had so much respect to Aaron that when Hashem told him to be the leader of the Jewish people, he said, no, not me, take my brother. He's a better speaker than me. He's a public speaker. And he always gave a lot of kavod, a lot of honor to his brother. So from here we learn that we don't need to compete with anybody. We don't need to have sibling rivalries with our siblings. That doesn't come from a good place. Each person is unique. Each person has something special in them. We have to really recognize the goodness in other people, especially between brothers and sisters. We have to look at the good in our siblings and enhance it and not feel lower because they have these qualities that I don't have. Because you also have other qualities. You also have qualities that your sibling doesn't have. So in order to bring this world to perfection, this month is very auspicious to work in these relationships where maybe we're a little bit resentful or a little bit revengeful or little bit jealous of our family. And work on that. And this is a month for that because there's no distractions. There's no Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. There's no Simchas Torah. There's no. We coming into then Kislev is Hanukkah, and then you come into the month of Tevet, and you have Tu B'Av, and not Tu B'Av. The holiday of the trees, and then you come into Purim, and then you come into Pesach, and every month has something that distracts. So this is a month, it's a time to go in, it's a time to go inward, and it's a time to really work on these feelings that we have. We just came from the high holidays. So it's a time to look back where you were a month ago, and to keep going with what you felt and live it. And by the way, it's Tu B'Shvat. I forgot the name of that holiday, but it just came back. So it's Tu B'Shvat in January, in the month of Tevet. So I want to wish you a Rosh Chodesh Tov. It should be a month where we transform the bitterness of the month, those waters, those bitter waters, into joy, into simha, by feeling good about others, feeling good about ourselves. And in that way, we will live a little higher. Thank you.